We're back, and so is Tony Stark, coming up next.
Live from the YK Studios in Adelaide, Australia, it's the Pop Culture Spread.
I am Iron Man. The suit and I are one.
I want to make Iron Man look like an antique.
I hope you're ready.
Come on! See that? Yeah, nice.
Go get him, Bob.
You complete me. Nail it. Oh, it's good to be back.
Rated PG-13.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jason. This is Rick.
Hi guys.
Welcome to our new entry into the Marvel Retrospective series we're doing, where we cover every Marvel film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And today, Rick, we're talking Iron Man 2. Wow, 2010 release.
Yeah.
2010 makes this film 7 years old. Now, mate, we saw this film together back then.
Back then.
What were your first impressions? How was the excitement level before going in to see this film?
Going in before, you saw the first one, so you're pumped. I enjoyed the first one.
Very much so.
The second one's going to be, big expectations. It's going to be good. It's going to be, trailer was good. Everything was like, I'm pumped for this movie. And then, but we will go into that. We will get into that.
What he thinks at the moment.
Just, a little bit of a teaser.
Well, you know what? Before we get stuck into the movie, and obviously we're going to stick with the same format, talk about what we liked, we didn't like. There's no real formal structure to this. But before we get started into our nonsense, let's talk the synopsis. With the world now aware that Iron Man is actually billionaire inventor Tony Stark, he faces pressure from all sides to share his technology, especially with the military. He's reluctant to do so and divulge his secrets of his armoured suit, fearing the information will fall into the wrong hands. With Pepper Potts and Rhodey Rhodes by his side, Tony must forge new alliances and confront a powerful new enemy called Whiplash. Wow. Whiplash. Now, of course, who's in this? Robert Downey Jr. is back as Tony Stark. Gwyneth Paltrow returns in this film. Don Cheadle now joins as Lieutenant Colonel James Rhodes, taking over from Terrence Howard, who was given the flick. He was gone. I think he wanted a bit too much of this, the rumours going around there, Rick. Also joining the cast is Scarlett Johansson, her first entry as Black Widow, a la Natasha Romanoff. Sam Rockwell joins the cast. Justin Hammer playing the Bill Gates to his Steve Jobs in many ways, or vice versa. Mickey Rourke is in. He plays the titular baddie of Whiplash, Ivan Vanko. Samuel Jackson returns as Nick Fury. Clark Gregg just had a little part in the first, in the first Iron Man. There's now more and more screen time, and he returns, of course, as Agent Coulson. We have also little bit parts of Gary Shandling coming in, and he's really funny playing Senator Stern, as well as John Slattery from Mad Men playing Howard Stark. And of course, Paul Bettany returns as the voice of Jarvis, and one of my personal favourites out of the Iron Man series, Jon Favreau returns of Happy Hogan. Oh, yeah. And I'm pretty sure we see another Stan Lee cameo. In fact, the Stan Lee cameos in every film, we're not going to talk about them. We'll let you find them in every Marvel film.
That's it.
All right. There's the cast. There's the synopsis. Whew, you kind of gave it away a little bit there, Rick. Wasn't a big fan when you walked into the movie.
Look, straight off the bat, loved Iron Man. This is nowhere near as good as Iron Man, the first one. Look, it is an enjoyable movie. When I left the cinema, I didn't feel satisfied. As being a Marvel movie. But look, we'll get into that and the reasons behind it. And,
as we go along, I mean, look, the film for the first half an hour, Rick, I think does pop quite well. We get that opening scene, him launching Stark Expo, which is one of the main threads of the entire film, which actually the Stark Expo runs for a whole year. It's kind of like a World Expo or something. The film actually goes for an entire year, when you think about it, which... Also, I think when you talk about some of the difficulties with the film and some of the issues I have with the film, one of them is time, a sense of time.
Yeah.
In many ways, this film seems like it happens in a week, but it actually happens over a year. So, look, for the first half an hour, I think it's popping. We're getting the introduction of Mickey Rourke, which I really liked. Him kind of repeating the scene of Robert Downey Jr. where he's making the Iron Man suit. That's the credits of this film. I love Justin Hammer. Sam Rockwell,
who doesn't love Sam Rockwell? You know,
incredible.
He's awesome.
Every time he's on screen, he's a scene stealer.
Yeah. He nailed that character.
Just great, absolutely fantastic. And I think that's something else to say, Rick. I mean, it's not the people in this film, is it? Really?
No.
It's not the actors that are the problems. What do you think are the main problems with this film?
The writing, the script. There was issues there, which we will discuss.
Yeah.
There was maybe the plot for me as well. It could have been a little bit better in that sense. There was some avenues which they could have gone. But overall, I mean, like you said, there were some issues there.
Well, let's get into some of these script issues. And I mean, the script issues are really there in the middle of the film. And we have real problems where we're heading in one direction of the film. And the end of Act 1, it's basically the Monaco scene, where you've got Tony Stark racing. Apparently he knows how to race.
He knows how to race.
For Formula 1 cars. And that's where Whiplash makes his big reveal. There's this really CG-wise, and just the way they did that scene, fantastic action scene, completely unbelievable.
Oh, massively unbelievable.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got everyone's still racing.
Everyone's still racing. If someone walks onto a track, you stop the race. You might get one car go through, fair enough, but there's been an accident, and there's more cars coming through, and he's whipping it, and it's just...
It was a great reveal, though, when he came out, and he's got the fire protection thing that all burns off and all that. Funny thing about Mickey Rourke, though, mate, him getting the film, he's somebody who's famously known for getting right into his role, right into his research. Yeah. And for the role of Whiplash, he actually went and spent time in a Siberian prison. This is a fact because Jon Favreau had stated publicly that he once received a call from Mickey Rourke saying he was in a Siberian prison doing research. So he's a very different guy, Mickey Rourke. And I mean, they had another issue with him too in the film where he actually owned a little chihuahua, which he loved and adored. I know that's hilarious. Big guy, little chihuahua.
Big bad Mickey.
But he loved this chihuahua. It meant the world to him. Unfortunately, this little chihuahua met his end, and to signify his love and his connection for his chihuahua, he got a massive tattoo on his neck. The problem with that tattoo, Rick, and you wouldn't think it'd be a problem because Whiplash as a character is covered in tattoos, but this tattoo said Loki. So you can imagine that may cause a few issues for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So I have to actually make up that off.
Wow.
Yeah, a bit of CGI and a bit of makeup, got rid of it all.
Because it's like in the movie, he's got all tats everywhere, but obviously he couldn't have Loki written across his
if you actually
neck.
pause and freeze frame some of the shots with his tattoos, they're actually really great because they're like Russian tattoos. Yeah. Like Russian prison tattoos.
Yeah.
He actually got into the research and made sure that he was getting that authenticity.
Yeah.
So it was pretty incredible. So, but there you go. So Mickey Rourke, he's actually quite funny in the film too. He's got some of the funniest lines in the film.
Yeah.
I really do like some of his stuff. And his chemistry between him and
Sam Rockwell.
Oh, mate.
He's awesome.
The best scenes.
Yeah,
Especially when he first ends up and he's eating dinner and things like that. He's trying to communicate with Ivan and Ivan's not saying anything. And it's really fantastic. Another one of my favourite scenes I've got to talk about with Justin Hammer is it's later on in the film when Rhodes gets the Iron Man suit. He gets to go to the army barracks to try to equip the Iron Man suit out.
Yeah.
It's just this phenomenal scene where he's just showing all the weapons he has. And it's probably pitch perfect. I mean, the way he delivers it, the way he's into it, it's just, it makes me laugh every time. But, besides those type of things, and Robert Downey Jr. being incredible as Tony Stark as always.
Nothing wrong with that.
This film runs flat.
It's flat.
It runs flat because by the end of the first act that we spoke about, we then go in a completely different direction. The other major issue I have with the film is the pacing of it. we've got a situation here where early in the film we're told that Tony Stark's blood he's got a toxicity level in his blood. He's dying.
Yeah.
So the fact of the matter, he's dying in the film. At the same time we've given this information, he's having fun, he's going out. So it's hard for the audience to connect on that level. Are we supposed to be going along with Tony Stark and enjoying things? Or are we supposed to be concerned about the fact that he's dying? So there's an issue there. And then when we get into Act 2, you see the demise of Tony Stark. He's struggling. There's a party scene.
Yeah,
him and Rhodey get into a massive fight.
Get started with that scene.
Yeah, they get a massive fight. Rhodey steals the Iron Man suit, the metal, clear metal one. And then Tony Stark ends up in a cafe talking to Nick Fury. Now, at this point again, I reiterate, Tony's dying. His toxicity level is over 50% at this stage. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he gets a shot in the neck by Romanoff as he's talking to Nick Fury, and
bang,
problem solved.
He's
You know, it's a temporary cure, they're saying, but we don't get any other reference to this illness. So for half the film, we're going, shit, Tony's dying, Tony's dying. No, not a problem anymore.
Yeah.
Which is really crazy. And then they move into the whole, you know, he creates his new element. Like, hey, look, I will buy the fact that this billionaire built a fucking technical suit of armour. I'll buy the fact that he is now, like, you know, the number one. Yeah, he's a super. I'll buy all of this crap. But seriously, he designed a whole new element. It's like it's going, I've just come up with a new form of oxygen. So
things like
in
that.
his house, by himself, over I don't know how long, he knocks holes in concrete walls.
Oh, yeah.
He builds looks like some sort of collider thing, and basically creates this little glowing triangle that replaces his own one.
And which saves his life, and that's it.
Yeah. So
so
it seems very not convoluted, but it seems very convenient how things play along here. And it's just jarring. I found the film jarring in many ways.
And you're right with the whole convenience thing, like, and that just going back to that scene where they have the fight scene between Tony and War Machine. The whole thing that annoyed me with that scene was Tony's been keeping this and throughout the whole movie, you keep him away from the military getting his suit. That's the whole, you know, he went to the Senate and, you know, he's trying to keep Iron Man away.
You can't have it.
You can't have it. It's my suit.
I am Iron Man. Iron Man is me.
So he has this, and he's got a whole range of suits in his bottom of his laboratory or whatever, and there's this one which is War Machine. So they're having this massive, he's getting drunk and whatever, and he's causing a big scene at his birthday party, and then out comes Don Cheadle as War Machine. Just jumps in the suit and bang, I know how to work it. And then he just starts fighting Tony. So I was like thinking, okay, so anyone can just jump into a suit and start operating.
It's not only did he know how to actually turn it on and get it going, but he knew how to kick toe-to-toe with Tony.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Never used it before.
And in fact, wins the fight.
Yeah.
Because after they do that they shoot at each other.
Who's programmed in it? Like, you've got Java.
Yeah.
And who's the, operating that?
So that's the other thing. Java should get his ass kicked for allowing...
Yeah.
Where's the security, mate?
Exactly,
Norton could do a better job than you at the moment, Jarvis.
So, things like that just didn't do it for me.
Well, no, absolutely. And I think leading from that, you get to the end of the movie where there's this big battle scene at Stark Expo. And you've got this scenario where Mickey Rourke has designed drones instead of Iron Man suits, which Justin Hammond wanted, but he did have the War Machine now. Obviously, Whiplash takes over the control of all these drones and robots. They start attacking Tony Stark. And what's hilarious about that is he's taken over these drones, he's taken over all this technology, but what happens, Rick? What can still happen?
War Machine and Iron Man can still talk to each other.
Yeah.
So he didn't cut off their communication.
No, everything else. But you guys can still talk.
Yeah, you can still, you can't control the suit, but you can still talk to each other and plan my demise. But,
Quite funny. Oh, you were telling me before, you've got a little Easter egg about this film too.
Now, it came out that, Spider-Man was actually in Iron Man.
Spider-Man. Wow.
So, yeah.
Kevin Feige, I believe, has confirmed this.
That's true, yeah.
Now, the scene that Rick is referring to happens in in the finale where the robots are attacking the crowd and Tony Stark.
And
there's a little boy there wearing very much similar an Iron Man helmet.
Comes out.
Puts his hand up and Tony Stark shoots him from behind. That's Peter Parker.
That's Peter Parker, huh? Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Spun me out when that came out. After so many years, it come out. So
that was brilliant.
That's pretty cool.
So, yeah. And, you know, coming back to Samuel Jackson in this film, he's he very much is there as to facilitate the Avengers. Like, his whole bit in this film is to kind of allude that we're moving to other things. You know, they allude to being problems in the Southwest, which is referring to what's happening with Thor at that time. And, you know, he's now got Black Widow. You know, you can see that it's moving kind of forward. But we almost didn't even get Samuel Jackson in this film. He came very close. He wasn't even going to appear in Iron Man 2. Contract negotiations got really tough. And he almost he didn't sign. But thankfully he did. Obviously he did. And he signed a historic and I believe the longest ever picture deal, which was a 9-picture deal to appear as Nick Fury.
That's huge.
So I haven't done the math on how many he's already appeared in. I'm sure you guys have already done that. But we do know we've got Samuel Jackson coming back a few more times, which is only good news.
That's crazy.
Absolutely only good
and he's
news.
in every other movie anyway, so you'll see him in all those other movies.
So to tie it up, Rick, for me, overall, I thought this film was a missed opportunity. I thought there were some very good elements in it. I thought the characters were great, but obviously the script was a mess. There are reasons why the script was a mess. There was a writer's strike around the time, and I knew that.
And they had to rush the movie.
Yeah. But still, at the end of the day, that's their problem, not ours.
That's right.
We've been delivered a film that doesn't live up to or exceed Iron Man. I think that's the biggest problem is the fact that we expected an evolution of the character, and very much this film is kind of just like plateaued the character, for me anyway. But, you know, that's what I think. I think overall I'm going to give it a score, Rick. I'm going to give this one... I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, there's some good things in here. There's certainly some great performances. Scarlett Johansson not being one of them. She was very wooden in the film. But yeah, 7 out of 10 for me, mate. What about you?
Look, overall it had some good parts to it. Had some good characters. It had some bit of substance to the movie. There was some flat performances which probably were irrelevant. You didn't really need them in there. The plot could have been maybe a little bit better.
Yep.
CG was really good. Overall, you know, it's not a bad movie, you know, but like Jace was saying, that expectation, because Iron Man was such a great movie, coming into it, we're thinking, what else can they do to take it to the next level? And they just took it down. So, for me, I'm going to have to say, I'm going to go for 6 for this.
Wow.
So,
wow, that is definitely a low score, but
you know, unfortunately,
Well, you know, thankfully this is not the end of Iron Man. We will see him coming up in several films as we go through this retrospective series. But that is it for Iron Man for now. Next episode, we're going to go and Asgard, mate.
Asgard.
We're heading to Thor.
God of Thunder.
So before we go to Asgard, if anybody wants to communicate with us, and they should, how do they do it, Rick?
So if you like what you saw, please comment in the comments below. Please hit the subscribe button as well, and you can also follow us on all our social media sites. We've got all of them. Hit us up on there, and we always have the latest and updated information on those sites as well. So thanks very much, guys, for your support so far. We really appreciate it, and there's more to come.
That's it, guys, and remember, until next time, I want to buy bird.